Hi, I am Olivia, the owner of Profits and Books Bookkeeping Services and Online Marketing Services. I am a qualified bookkeeper and a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. Thank you so much for watching this video. I use QuickBooks as it is clear. I use QuickBooks Online. And I pick up with some South African clients when I ask them for the bank feed. What that means with the bank feed of QuickBooks is that instead of having to wait for hard copies of the bank statements that a bookkeeper would need every single month, then QuickBooks feeds in the transactions from the bank feed onto their accounting software. And very often, if I was not doing bookkeeping, I would have been suspicious like, what the hell? Why would I give you access to my bank account? But basically, what it means is I don't have access to your actual bank account, because to have access to your bank account, I would need your username and your password. And that is the last thing that you would want to give to anyone, especially your bookkeeper. And that brought me to the reason for making this video as well. The question then is asked, how is it possible for your bookkeeper to steal money from you as the employer? I am a bookkeeper, and one of the codes that we have to adhere to is the code of ethics. We have to be ethical, transparent, and of course honest. You can't give your information to someone you don't trust. So how then do you build that relationship of trust? And how do you as a client calm your fears that your information is safe with this person? I always say when it comes to money, it's not personal, it's business. And it doesn't matter what concerns you have about it, you should ask the questions that matter to you. You should ask the questions that you are uncomfortable about things that you're not certain about. When it comes to money, I always say never make any assumptions. Never assume anything when it comes to money, because that is the downfall of many businesses and many people. So how is it possible when you have a bookkeeper that they can steal your money? In some cases, like I've just earlier mentioned, when you have a bookkeeper working for you, what access do they have? Because many times when it's an in-house bookkeeper, then they have access to a lot of confidential information, right? Rule number one, when it comes to safeguarding your money in the business, and that is where the bookkeeper comes in, there must be a segregation of duties, which means the person who processes cannot be the person who also approves. Which means, what that means, if in your department, say for instance you have a sales department, the person who takes the invoices for sales cannot be the same person. I'm talking about your bigger places, your bigger companies, cannot be the same person who also then deals with the payments and who also deals with providing the stuff to the client. Segregation of duty means that there must be different people. One processes, one pays, and another one checks. That is in your bigger companies. But what happens when you have a small business and maybe you have 5 to 6 employees and you have a bookkeeper? How do you then segregate the duties? You must must take an interest in your business as an owner. You cannot have your bookkeeper making the payments, checking the payments. It cannot be. You must also take responsibility and make sure that you know who are the suppliers on your list. Why is that important? Because that is one of the reasons, one of the ways how money gets stolen from your business. Say for instance, the bookkeeper doesn't have any access. They don't have a username or password to your bank account. So they can't log in and perform any transactions on your account without your permission. So now what happens? Remember, the same person processes and pays. So then it's possible to create a fictional supplier, a supplier that doesn't exist. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 fictional suppliers. You will start with one, and then you will see, the business owner didn't notice. Let me add another one and another one. And you will end up paying money to suppliers that do not exist. Why is that? Because you did not check who are the suppliers that you are paying money to. Another way how you can get stolen blind is when you trust your bookkeeper unquestionably. When you don't question, you don't check, you don't look what is going on in your account, because you have left the management of your money in the hands of the bookkeeper. That is one of the fastest ways to invite a thief to steal your money. And I just want to be clear, I'm not saying everyone is doing that. But what I am saying, don't create the conditions where that can be possible. Like I've said earlier when I started off in this video, with money you can't make any assumptions, and it's not personal, it is business. If I work for you as your bookkeeper in your company, and you have to ask me permission to log on to your accounts to check your books, that is a warning sign. Because the software, the accounting software today is set up in such a way that every user gets a different username and a password. So as many users as possible can log on at any given time. And there's something called an audit log. The audit log will show who logged on, what time, what did you do, what transactions were added, what transactions were deleted. That is why it's called an audit log. So if you have any questions about anything that's happening in your company, you just have to go to the audit log and see who signed on, what was deleted, when was he deleted. So if you have a bookkeeper that you trust with all your heart because, it's such a nice person, you've known this person for so many years and they've helped you so much, you even say, you know what, I don't even have to worry about a thing. This person takes care of everything. You need to wake up. You are asleep in your own company. Money is something that's very tempting, and you do not want to create conditions where someone is tempted to abuse the power that you don't want to take. Because if you are not being questioned about what is going on in the books as a bookkeeper, then why would you want to answer to anyone at any given time? Because now you begin to assume that you are in charge. And if you as an owner, if you have someone like that in your business, when was the last time that you have checked what's going on in your books? Most of the times, and this is what research has shown, when you have a bookkeeper who's working for you and no one is allowed close to the books, and you yourself, you cannot log in at any given time, and you only can use that person's password, and only she has the password or he has the password, and only they know the systems, you are toying with disaster. 30% of businesses go under because of a bookkeeper that was trusted too much. Am I saying that all bookkeepers are thieves? No, absolutely not. But what I am saying is that one person cannot hold the key to all the money in your company. And if you start asking questions and someone gets defensive or secretive or gets angry when you ask questions relating to the money in your business, that's a huge red flag. It's a warning sign that things are not the way they should be. So what am I saying here is take an interest in your business. Know the systems. Know basic accounting terminology. Understand the basics of bookkeeping and ask the right questions, and at least have your own username and password so that you can check at any given time, anywhere in the world, any place where you are. You must be able to log in and check what is going on in your books. I also want to say, you don't have to be a permanent paranoid policeman or policewoman. You don't have to hover over your bookkeeper, and you also don't have to be suspicious of everything. I'm not saying that that is a bit being extreme, but what I am saying is be aware, be informed, take an interest, and do not relegate the responsibility of owning a business to someone else and think that you are doing a good thing. It's your business after all. And at the heart of every business, it's money. And if that money is being stolen, it's not just the business that will suffer. It's your entire family that will suffer, because they would have been robbed from a livelihood that they could have had, a standard of life that they could have had if you just took an interest, if you were aware, and if you knew and kept tabs on what is going on in your business. I hope that this video gave you a bit of a different view of when it comes to the responsibilities of you as an owner, as well as what it means to have a bookkeeper. So for any comments, just leave a comment below. For more information, click on the link below. And of course, I would absolutely appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.